Well, hello and welcome back to the Tao Manifesting Tarot. This is the tarot reading for serious tarot-minded individuals. This is not the lollipops and rainbows kinds of stuff that you get 99% of the time. This is dealing with frequency, dealing with energy. Everything is energy. Okay? You take a look at the periodic table of elements. Each one of them has a number. You can take that number and think of it as their frequency. I don't know whether it is or not. That's not the point, but you can take it as their frequency. Everything is made up of frequencies, combinations, multiples of frequency. Same with our life. Tarot, at its heart, is the science of potential. It's not predictive. And I want to emphasize that. It is not predictive. It talks about the energy around you at this moment. Now, you can build on that energy, yes. And in fact, that's the ideal. But it is what is going on now. You use that energy in a positive, productive way. Positive, productive things happen. But it is not in and of itself predictive. Now, I've done tarot for over 20 years. Astrology for over 50. Astrology is the science of cycles. So it's not, tarot or astrology or all that stuff. People go, it's satanic, it's this, that, and that. What's satanic is our government. What's satanic are the people who are ruling and running the planet now. Now, tarot or numerology or astrology can be satanic, but it depends on the person using it. And it really doesn't impact the outcomes. Their interpretation can be satanic, but the information is the information is the information. Astrology is the science of cycles. It's like knowing, okay, when's the next new moon coming up? When's the next full moon coming up? In America here, when is Thanksgiving? When is the holiday season? When do we begin the new year? We know when those things are coming up. Is that predicting? No, it's knowing a cycle. That's what astrology is. And because of it, it is very useful as a predictive tool, and it is extremely good at taking a look at someone's character, personality, abilities, disabilities. Phenomenal. Tarot is the science of potential. So let's get to your potential right now. Middle card is the Oracle card. Today it's regeneration. We've had this back a couple of weeks ago. Absolutely appropriate. We are at a point of needing regeneration. I mean from the ground up. No halfway. No halfway. Doing things halfway is like putting a Band-Aid on cancer. Or having surgery, major surgery, playing with the sutures afterwards. It's not going to help the situation. This is not a time to go half-ass into the world. We just can't do it anymore. We cannot. Just in the news this week, we see that there's some sort of a thing going on in Tennessee with a sheriff down there. FBI came in and raided his home, took all kinds of data, his computers, everything about an investigation he was doing dealing with pedophilia and other crimes in and outside of Congress across our country. They just came into his home, this sheriff's home in Tennessee, took all the stuff away, all of it. When that happens, you know that there's something rotten going on. Why would they do that? Oh, speaking of taking things away, how about what's going on with Elon Musk in Brazil, or that guy, Telegram or something like that, who was arrested in France? Just take him off. We don't want to hear the message. We find out that there's some sort of a thing going on with Haitians in a town in Ohio as we continue to be invaded. Terrible things, not just happening in America, but around the world, similar things. All of it aimed at destroying civilization as we know it. Literally, it could turn out to be an Arnold Schwarzenegger movie. Dystopian is, it really is that close. And if you think, oh, I have gold, I got silver, I'm going to say this. The people who run the world figure out what the gold and silver and the crypto ultimately is going to be worth because they control the material stuff. So if they want to screw with you, hey. In fact, just heard a commercial. IRS is the baddest, hard-ass collection agency in the world. Well, let's take a look at the IRS, Internal Revenue Service. Tax began 1 year after the formation of the Fed. I think it was about 1914, maybe 1915. So they get the Fed, meaning that private bankers control our economy, just what certain people want. And then immediately they pass an income tax. Keep the money rolling into their bank. Keep the money rolling into their bank. We see what the end result is. We run up a huge deficit. No end in sight. Probably no help in sight. This is the time for regeneration. Right down to the roots. No halfway. This is not, well, I'm going to give it a little more time because I really don't know. If you don't know, you're a moron. Evidence is all around you. All around you. That you are being forced into a corner. You're being put into a place where you have no control. You're giving up control. You're not standing up for anything. I don't care if it's Great Britain. I don't care if it's the United States. The people, we're not talking about the rich bastards. We're talking about the average citizen, are sheep. They don't stand up. They don't fight back. They don't do anything. How far is this going to go? Well, it's up to us, I guess. But for each individual, a good place to start is revamp yourself. Regenerate yourself. The meme for today is very important. It says, history is not there for you to like or dislike. Doesn't make any difference. If it's honest history, it's there to be fact. That's the problem. Because we've been handed a bunch of lies in history and we're beginning to find that out. And for a lot of people, that's really tough to take. Anyway, history is not there for you to like or dislike. It is there for you to learn from. And if it offends you, good. Because then you're less likely to repeat it. But it is not yours to erase or destroy, and that's what's gone on. And people who bother to peek behind the curtain and take a look at the Wizard of Oz have found out that we've been lied to left, right, and center. I mean left, right, and center. And we're beginning to see this stuff for what it really, really is. And remember, when they start censoring, that means they want to control. That means they are hiding something. They don't want you to see something or some things. They are erasing or destroying history. And if they're successful, it's all over but the shouting. So the idea in this reading is regenerate from the ground up, and that's what the whole thing is about. 4 and 6. 4 is stability, 6 is starting to manifest, and 4 and 6 together equal a 10 or 1, meaning beginning. Start now. There is no more fudge factor. There is no more extra time. It's coming down now. First card all the way to the left, 5 of Wands. Wands are positivity, excitement, enthusiasm, joy. A lot of energy. A lot of energy. Doesn't always have to be good, by the way. But ideally it is. And the 5 of Wands talks about conflict, bickering. I mean, it just squabbling. No point, no meaning, but boy, you're really putting a lot of energy into it. And that's what the condition is around the world. Just all this kind of and it doesn't mean a damn thing. Doesn't mean anything. Not making anything any better, but that's the way they want it. If they can keep us bickering, if they can keep us divided, they got us. And at this point, they got us. Next card is the Queen of Wands. We're staying with the Wands. Good. Queen of Wands is wholehearted. Doesn't do anything half-ass. There's dedication. There's enthusiasm. Self-confidence. That means, as opposed to this bickering, why don't we move to a more positive future? It's not going to be easy, by the way, and it's not going to be quick. But it has to be. I mean, we're at the point of regeneration. Either it's complete destruction, which is possible, or it's complete rebuilding. It's our choice which way that goes. And there's no way to get around it. There's no way to avoid it. I don't want to take responsibility. Well, you have to. Grab yourself by your short hairs and stand up like an adult. Next card over is the Seven of Swords. Swords are thoughts, ideas. Seven of Swords is not somebody running away from something, like they stole it. A lot of tarot readers, well, the Seven of Swords, he's stealing. No, he's not. He knows what's true and he knows what's not true, and he made a decision to take what's true and leave. How do I know he made a decision? Two swords, right here on the bottom of the card. Two always decisions. Two swords are the bullshit. He's done. He's taking the five swords with him. Regenerating his life, regenerating his rethinking, regenerating his belief system. Speaking of belief system, we come to the final card, the Hierophant. Hierophant has always been known as the so-called Pope of Tarot. At this point, I find that offensive, even as a Roman Catholic, because the church has been an absolute abject failure. Started back a long time ago. Emperor Constantine in Rome around 300 AD. He took over the Catholic Church down the shitter from there. Why? Because he made the Church of Rome look like the Army of Rome. That's when they put in all the different designations. Up until that point, it had been pretty freewheeling. It was very popular, well received, and even taking over the government of Italy or Rome. He saw that and he decided that he would take it over, and so he changed Christianity into the Army of Rome. That's when you put in the generals, the colonels, the sergeants. We know them as priests, cardinals, bishops, even the Pope himself. And that's, in my opinion, when it went all downhill. Time to regenerate. Ground up, regenerate. The teachings are on point. The people who are guarding the teachings, I don't even think they're guarding the teachings, but the people who espouse the teachings are not worthy. But that's true for everything. That's true for everything right across the board. Your government, your banking, your education, you name it. Medicine. Turned out that the medical profession is nothing but a lie. Can be bought for pennies on a dollar. This is the time where you need to regenerate your mind, your body, your spirit. Now. Not later. Not a day, not a week, not a month from now. We're out of time. It's done. Either you make the difference within yourself now, or you lose the chance. So reading for today. Back again tomorrow with another Tao Manifesting Tarot. Between now and the next time you and I do tarot, peace and blessings.